Now that we have the pieces, we can look at naming of an entire ionic compound. Nomenclature is another word for naming. We'll start with the easiest, IUPAC naming of ionic compounds with main group metals. Remember, the main group metals are those in columns 1, 2, and aluminium on the periodic table. For a main group cation, we can use the name as is. We do not need to use a Roman numeral because there is no oxidation state variety. In any ionic compound you find, sodium will be +1, magnesium will be +2, and aluminium will be +3. The nonmetal, well, these are monoatomic ions. These were covered in the previous section. We just changed the ending to "ide." So our first compound, Na2S, is called sodium sulfide. Notice that the sum of the oxidation states is 0. Our next compound, MgS, is simply magnesium sulfide. And our last compound, Al2O3, is just aluminium oxide. There's no reason to say that there are 2 aluminiums and 3 oxygens. A chemist understands the typical oxidation states and how to crisscross the charges to make a neutral ionic compound. What about transition metals? So these would be the ones in the D block, which sometimes have +2 oxidation state, but not always. What we're going to do is list them first with the name unchanged, but add a Roman numeral in parentheses to indicate the oxidation state. If our anion is a simple monoatomic anion, then we can just have the ending be "ide." Here's an example, Fe2S3. So Fe is iron. The sulfur with a negative charge we know is sulfide. Now it's just a matter of figuring out the oxidation state of the iron. Well, sulfur is under oxygen, so it's typically -2. So we have a -6 charge. That means we need a +6 charge for the 2 irons, which means 1 iron is +3. So this is named iron 3 sulfide. And please note, the Roman numeral is the oxidation state, not the subscript. There are some transition metal cations that do not have variety, so no Roman numeral is used. For example, zinc in an ionic compound is 99.999% of the time Zn2+. Silver in the majority of compounds is Ag1+, and cadmium is cadmium2+. So there's no oxidation state variety in these transition metals. Now, I won't argue with you that you may find some very unusual and unstable compounds that have different oxidation states, but in general, zinc, silver, and cadmium are constant. For this particular compound, we have a monoatomic anion, so once again, the ending is "ide." So this would be called silver sulfide. Now, I don't doubt that if you went to the internet, you might find silver (1) sulfide, but I'm giving you the IUPAC naming convention, which says that no Roman numeral is needed. What about group 3, 4, and 5 heavier metals? What do I mean by that? So these would be groups 3, 4, and 5 on the periodic table. Aluminium is very constant. It's +3. But gallium or indium or thallium, they can be +3, but you may also find them at +1. Tin and lead, you may find them at +4, but also at +2. So these are going to have oxidation state variety, so you need Roman numerals. And we're still working with monoatomic anions, so the ending is "ide." Here's an example. Indium, which is a heavy group 3 main group metal in this compound has 3 chlorines with it. So this would be indium 3 chloride. You can also find indium with 1 chlorine, which means this is indium 1 chloride. Once again, the Roman numerals are the oxidation state. So let's do a little practice. Cobalt with 2 chlorines. Please look at your periodic table. I hope you'll find that cobalt is a transition metal, so we're going to have to figure out its oxidation state and use parentheses. So according to the oxidation state rules, chlorine is typically a -1 when it's in this compound. So that means the cobalt has a +2 oxidation state. So we would name this cobalt, parentheses, Roman numeral 2, chloride. Remember, the chlorine name goes to chloride when we're dealing with a monoatomic anion. What about copper and fluorine? Copper is also a transition metal. We know that fluorine in this compound will be -1 oxidation state. Therefore, copper will be +1. So we will name this copper, parenthesis, Roman numeral 1, fluoride. Remember the fluorine name changes to fluoride. So please remember, you need Roman numbers for the oxidation state of all metals except group 1A, group 2A, aluminium, silver, zinc, and cadmium ions. So here's a question for you. Please find titanium on the periodic table and name the compound of titanium with 4 bromines. Here's another one. Please find strontium on the periodic table and name strontium with an oxygen. What about if there are polyatomic ions in the compound? We're going to use the name of the polyatomic ion as it is. So NH4 is 1+ in this compound, and that name for that ion is ammonium. So this is ammonium chloride. That's a chloride because the chlorine is a -1 charge. Magnesium with SO4. Magnesium is in group 2, so there's no oxidation state variety. So we will name this magnesium, and that polyatomic ion, SO4 2- is called sulfate. Manganese on the periodic table is a transition element. So we're going to have to figure out the oxidation state. The SO3 ion has a 2- charge. So that means the manganese has to have a +2 oxidation state. So we're going to name this manganese 2 sulfite. The next one is zirconium with what's known as the nitrate ion, and there are 4 of them. Each nitrate ion has a -1 charge. So with 4 of them, that's -4, so zirconium must be +4 oxidation state. So this is named zirconium 4 nitrate. The next one has hydroxide in it and tin. Tin is a heavy group 4 metal. So we're going to need an oxidation state with that because the oxidation state of tin is variable. Each hydroxide has a -1 charge, so the tin must be +2 oxidation state. This compound is tin 2 hydroxide. So here is a naming question for you. What is the name of parenthesis NH4 parenthesis 3 PO4? You'll need to know your polyatomic ions for this one. How about V2O5? Please find vanadium on the periodic table and decide if you need Roman numerals or not. And if you do, what is the oxidation state? How about CaSO4? SO4 is a polyatomic that I hope you know. Please find calcium on the periodic table and decide, do you need Roman numerals or not? And if so, what is calcium's oxidation state? How about thallium-2 oxygen 3? Do you or do you not need Roman numerals? A word about making neutral ionic compounds using polyatomic ions. You may treat the sulfate ion as just a big cluster of ions with a net charge of 2-. So if we wanted to make a neutral ionic compound between aluminium 3+ and sulfate 2-, we would just crisscross the charges. 2 Al2 parenthesis SO4 3. You should use parentheses in an ionic compound if you have more than one polyatomic. What about calcium and sulfite? Once again, we can crisscross the charges, and this one we can simplify to get the lowest set of integers. So it is simply CaSO3. You do not need to use parentheses if you just have one polyatomic ion within your ionic compound. Now, if you do Google your naming homework, you're going to come up with some older naming conventions that are not IUPAC. Here's some Google hits for iron compounds. Back in the day, when I did chemistry, IUPAC naming was not as common as memorizing the typical oxidation states of the transition elements and giving it an us ending for the lower oxidation state and an ic ending for the higher oxidation state. Hence, iron 2 with chlorine would be ferrous chloride, and iron with a 3 oxidation state and 3 chlorines would be ferric chloride. So if you do find those answers, please know that they are an older naming convention. I think the newer naming convention is actually very clear and quickly gives us the oxidation state.